Hi everybody, welcome to Canna. I'm Katherine and I'll be sharing the medical problems that I have because we talked in our best friend tag how a lot of my body doesn't work and yeah. So let's start with kindergarten. So kindergarten was pretty good. I really just had reoccurring urinary tract infections. And I mean, like, that's not fun, but it's not that bad. First grade, I had to have surgery to fix urine refluxing back into my kidneys when I would go to the bathroom. And that was an okay thing. It wasn't really that big of a surgery. So they thought that that was the reason why I had so many urinary tract infections. It was because the urine was going back into my kidneys instead of coming out like it was supposed to. But after I had the surgery, the urinary tract infections continued until about 6th grade. And then pretty much all of a sudden they just stopped, and yeah. And then in 6th grade I was diagnosed with primary sclerosing cholangitis. It's a disease of the liver bile ducts. It causes the bile ducts It causes inflammation of the bile ducts, and then the inflammation causes scarring in the bile ducts, which causes them to become hard and narrow, and eventually causing severe liver damage. Eventually in my lifetime, I will most likely need a liver transplant. 7th grade, nothing really happened. Not really any medical problems. 8th grade, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. It's an inflammatory bowel disease. It causes inflammation of the lining of the digestive tract. There's another one also called ulcerative colitis, and that just affects your colon, but Crohn's disease affects your whole digestive tract. So it affects like your large intestine, your small intestine, your esophagus, like your mouth, your stomach, like yeah. So yeah, 8th grade was a pretty bad year because I also was getting a lot of migraines, and I missed a lot of school because of that. 9th grade I still got really bad migraines, so I also missed a lot of school during that time. And then in the summer between 9th and 10th grade, I think, I tried to get a job, and eventually I did, but unfortunately I could only work for 3 days because I got this bad rash on my leg, and we thought it was because I stood too long. We still to this day don't know why I got it. Sometimes I still get it at random times. In 10th grade, in October, I had my whole colon removed. I got a stoma so I could still go to the bathroom. And the procedure that it was called a colectomy. During April of my 10th grade year, I had surgery to form a J pouch. A J pouch is basically holds my stool. That's what it does. And then in August in the summer between my 10th and 11th grade year, I had the stoma taken down. So I no longer have a stoma, which is a good thing, and I go to the bathroom like a normal person. 11th grade was kind of a hard year as well. At the end of September, I was hospitalized for 5 or 6 days because I got autoimmune hepatitis. Autoimmune hepatitis is basically my body attacking my liver. Primary sclerosing cholangitis is my immune system attacking the liver bile ducts, but then I also got autoimmune hepatitis, which was just my body attacking my liver in general. And I also got it from one of the medicines that I was on. end of October to early November, I got pancreatitis and was in and out of the hospital for 2 weeks because my pain wasn't being managed very well and I was just in a lot of pain, and then the doctors would send me home, and yeah, it was kind of a terrible event. End of May, beginning of June. Well, a few months before that, I started getting chest pain when I breathed. So we let it go for like a few months because we didn't really think it was anything. But then we were finally like, okay, something's not right here. So I had a CT scan done, and there were nodules on my lungs. Now, nodules can be cancerous, but these weren't. The cancerous ones are like the bigger ones, and these ones were pretty small. So I started to see a lung doctor, and she said that she wanted to get a look at them. So a few weeks later, I was having an endoscopy done, which is where they stick a camera down my throat and look on like the insides, like at my stomach and stuff. But she also wanted to look at my lungs. So that was okay because I was going to be asleep anyways, so we did it at that time. And they found an active bleed in my lung. And they decided that they should probably keep me overnight to keep an eye on it and stuff. So they kept me overnight, and that was on like a Tuesday, I think. And then they kept me overnight Wednesday. And then they were like, oh, it'll just be like a night. And it ended up being like 3 weeks. Because, let's see, I was admitted on like the Tuesday night. And then Friday I had a lung biopsy. So then I spent the night in the ICU. And I had 3 IVs, an arterial catheter, a urinary catheter, oxygen, and a chest tube because they were draining fluid from my lung. And there were other things too, but it just was not a pleasant experience. And then they did like a whole bunch of tests to see, because they thought there was an infection, like I had an infection, like tuberculosis or something like that. But everything came back negative, so basically I stayed in the hospital for 3 weeks. 2 of those weeks were spent in isolation. So yeah, that was really hard. Being in isolation was really hard. I haven't really been to the hospital since, but my liver numbers are growing again, which is not good. And I do have a lesion on my liver that we don't know what that's about, but I do have an MRI coming up on Thursday to see if there's any more, how big it is, if we should be concerned about it, stuff like that. So that's good. Well, if you have any questions, I don't mind you asking. I don't mind talking about it. It doesn't really bother me. It actually kind of makes things better. In a way, it's almost like therapy or something. So if you have any questions, you can comment below. Other than that, I think that's it. Bye!